Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. My name's Bob, and welcome to the Blunderbuss Special Half-Cocked Green Inferno edition. As with me, as always, is my buddy Nate.
How's it going?
Hello. And before we start anything, we're gonna talk about Eli Roth's The Green Inferno. Spoilers. We're gonna spoil the shit out of this movie. So if you really, really wanted to watch that movie and be like, don't just watch the movie and just come back to us. If not, we're actually going to save you like $10 just for you to listen to us. This is such a terrible movie. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was just real slow going, man. I mean, I don't know.
Like if you don't, like a buddy of mine was like, yeah, it's about and you know, I'm just going to sum up the movie right now. My buddy's just like, basically, it's a bunch of people that get lost in the Amazon and hunted by cannibals.
There you go.
There you go. That's the entire movie. Save you $10.
No, they're not people. They're hippies lost in the Amazon and get eaten.
Oh my god! And I've never thought I'd say this, but I was really cheering the cannibals. I was like, when are we gonna get to? When are they gonna die? Oh, when are they? Oh man, it's gonna fucking hippies. Like, I don't have a problem with hippies, or it's just. Oh, just the characters are completely unlikable. Even the fat guy they have a basically it's this girl and she's in like college. It looks like
she's freshman year.
Yeah, and it looks like a really ritzy university. So
oh yeah, well like her dad is a lawyer for the UN.
Yeah, so we're not talking about community college here. It's
and the one chick is talking about, it's like, oh, like they're talking about like a friend of hers or somebody else is like, losers go to Dartmouth. Bleh. Like, get out of here, you disgusting bitch.
You did not like that character.
Hell no, man. Every time
Holy shit.
She would show up on the screen, like, ugh. I mean, shit, she looked like she was strung out. Oh,
yeah,
shit, man, that was a big fucking whistle. No, she looked like she was really strung out. And then her hair, I don't even know how to fucking call that shit. It looked like it's been bleached by peroxide so much that it's just like about to break.
And then, like, she talked like this, like, for everything? Like
not quite like
no.
that, but it was just the way how she talked, it was just gross. It was like,
granted,
knock your teeth
at the end of the movie, she was the smartest character, but she's like, this sounds like a really bad idea. Sorry, does that come out really well?
Yeah, I heard
yeah,
it.
that's just that girl's the smartest person in this whole goddamn movie.
No, she wasn't. She just wasn't a hippie.
Well, no,
and she wasn't trying to get a piece of that dude's ass.
Yeah, well, no, she just didn't go and get, fucking ate by fucking cannibals.
They wouldn't have ate her anyways. They would just look there and be like, ugh.
Just ugh. But
the jaguars won't even eat her.
The jaguar.
The jaguar.
But yeah, so
Jaguar El Negro. El Negro or the Negro? Or Del Negro?
We're just El Negro. El
Jaguar
Negro.
Okay.
Jaguar. And is that the way you say it? Yeah, I guess it would be Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Jaguar. So apparently they have basically they go to Peru to stop bulldozing in the Amazon.
Yeah, like the leader of the group, he's like really hardcore
and
into it.
He's Latin. His name's Alejandro.
Yeah, like the girl, like the movie starts out to where she's woken, was it Sunday?
Yeah.
And she hears these people chanting outside, and they're on a hunger strike to try to get janitors
equal pay, something like that.
No,
like
it was health insurance,
something like that.
So, and she's like, and her friend starts talking shit and whatnot. So she keeps looking at the dude, the head guy, and like her friend's like, yeah, whatever, fucking hippies and shit. Well, then the fat dude, what was his name? I can't remember.
I don't remember the fat kid.
I'm horrible with names, but he comes by and he's like, yeah, here's this thing, we meet up and shit, we eat. And she's like, oh, y'all eat?
Oh, you know what? They went to class first, and they were talking about female
castration. No, not castration.
Female circumcision.
Circumcision, yeah.
Or the other name is female genital
mutilation.
Yeah, basically. I know you want to Google that, but basically they cut your clit off.
It's
terrible.
That's a no-go. That is a no-go.
So anyway, the girl brings up
my pleasure box.
No, that's can't. Don't remove Satan's doorbell. That's
no, hell no. Anywho,
so they find out that chick's dad is a lawyer for the union.
Yeah.
So they invite her to the group. And basically, they're going to take a bunch of college kids. and I'm going to guess a bunch of rich college kids.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we're going to go to Peru, and we're going to stop the bulldozers, and it's going to be a good time. I don't know what the
We're
fuck
going to save these indigenous tribes.
Yeah, that they'll be gone forever. You know,
they
just
have private militias, and they're just going to, kill them all off and bulldoze
I don't know, if
their
you told
fucking
me
shit.
that, like, hey, we're going to go to Peru, and they have a private militia there, yeah, I'm not fucking going. That's...
Yeah, no.
Yeah, especially, like, unarmed.
I was in the army, man. It's like, I ain't going in that shit. Fuck
no,
you,
fuck
man.
you. I'm not going to go that.
Lone soldier, that shit, my ass.
Like, maybe if we had, like...
I'm fucked up, man. I can't do that shit anymore.
If we had the John Rambo type... If you ever saw, like, Rambo, like, something like that, though. Not the first one. Well, the first one's not too bad. The last one with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna. That's probably the best case scenario that Rambo comes in, kills all the natives. That's gonna sound fucking terrible.
And he just fucking smuckers them all and shit.
Yeah.
All the militia or all the mercenaries, I guess you can say. But yeah, no, they go down and they're met at the airport by this, Rico Suave dude, pretty white teeth and just has like the 5 o'clock shadow from hell, smoking a cigarette and shit. When he gets down there and like the head guy's just like, hey,
this guy's our sponsor.
Yeah.
We're gonna go down there.
And the dude's chick, she's a fucking cunt. She's a total fucking cunt. And
what? She's probably protective because honestly, she probably have to go every time they. She probably has to deal with that shit all the time.
Nah.
Like fucking freshman girls come in trying to suck his dick, and he's gonna let him. He is. So she's just probably like defending her territory.
Yeah, but I don't know, man, dude.
Because think about it, those dudes, that's the type of girls they attract. He's trying to protect the
Moto, flicking the bean, moto.
But she's probably she's probably have to deal with that shit all the time because, like I said,
Regardless, she was a fucking cunt. We'll get to like why she was more of a cunt, as we progress through this shitty movie.
You mentioned
because they meet the guy and I mean I joked around. I leaned over Bob. I was like, yeah, look at the smile on that dude's face. He's gonna plow like every fucking chick in that group. And
that's the plan. Honestly, you take a bunch of naive girls out of country. You're gonna put them in the middle of the jungle. They're gonna be scared. And guess what? Panties are gonna drop.
And of course, he's like the rich sponsor and shit. So they get on the plane and stuff. And the one dude's like, he's like, hey man, what's going on? And like the other guy's like, what? Well, you think he's a drug dealer because he's got money and stuff? He's like, I didn't say anything like that. Of course, that's what it looks like. He's a drug dealer. And then he asked him, he's like, hey dude, can you
do you have any marijuana?
He's like, I got you. And they're at the restaurant. And he goes, here you go, man. Just like that. It's like drug dealer. And then, like, what was it? They have to rush to get on these little boats to go up the fucking river. And then I guess they're trying to make it dramatize it or something like that.
I don't understand why they had to get on these, like, little motorcycle rickshaws and they're going through the shanty town. Yeah. And then they have to get in boats, but they got to hurry and they got to hold each other's hands. And I don't understand why they have to do any of that shit.
It was just retarded. It was retarded. I guess they were trying to get y'all ramped up. It's like, oh man, some shit's about to go down. Wah, wah.
Yeah, they're just
Ain't
in the
shit.
boats.
And then they go and then they see the
jaguar.
The jaguar negro.
Yeah, and then they're just like, that's a good sign. And we're like, yeah, if I'm going in the jungle and I see a fucking jaguar, that is not a good sign. That's holy shit. The thing's roaming around. We're going to be roaming around.
I'd be like, what's up? I'm here. You're there. We're cool. If not, don't make me throw deuces on you.
Oh, yeah. And
their bitch got to go.
Yeah, they're not armed. They're not shit. No. Even the dudes in the boats, they had machetes and the dude had a pistol.
Yeah, the chick's like, oh, man, I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, while they're in the river, they're like, oh, dude, is there a bathroom around here? No, dipshit. You're in the middle of the fucking jungle. There's no goddamn bathrooms. Oh, no, just pull over. They pull over and they have to squat on the side of the river.
And the guy just sits there and pulls out a machete. And he's like, here. She's like, what's that for? The snakes. And she's like, oh, no.
Well, no, the guy was like that.
Oh,
then
yeah,
the girl
yeah.
like, oh, give me the fucking machete.
And then she goes out there and he's like, oh, you have another machete? He's like, hey, yeah, okay, cool. Says, shit, that's not.
No, but they hand him a pistol.
Yeah, and so he goes out there, and then he gets, like, right up on the chick that's taking a piss, and she's like, hey, this is the ladies' bush. What the fuck?
This is the ladies' log.
And then, he turns around, and then they show, like, like full on fucking base on this dude, and he's like up on a log. It's like, oh dude, man, I don't need to see the fucking dude's, base and partial nut. What
Yeah,
the fuck?
like it's. Leave that to my imagination that he's pissing.
Yeah.
I know he's pissing. You don't have to show.
Get the gist.
Yeah.
And so she goes back to the boat, and then like all you see is crawling up the log that he's pissing on is this big old tarantula, and I start laughing my ass off. Next thing you know, they show the boat, and you hear just pow pow pow. Ah! He comes like tripping out of the fucking forest, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This giant tarantula almost fucking bit my dick off. It's like, damn it. I was kind of hoping that was going to happen.
Yeah,
You
I hope
bitch.
he was going to bite your dick off. That's. But of course, granted,
It doesn't happen.
no, it doesn't.
Boo.
So, boo. So they go back in the river, and they, like I said, they saw the jaguar already, right? They saw the jaguar.
Yeah, they saw
on
the
side of
jaguar.
rocks.
They go up to the stopping point, and then they have them like take off their clothes, put on this stupid like I don't know, like save the
Jumpsuit?
Amazon shirt, and then the
I think
lime
it's-
green jumpsuit.
Yeah, they make them wear like I think it's something like their university shirts,
Something like that.
and
or-
then they wear like the logging dudes. They're wearing like neon green jumpsuits, worksuits,
yeah, jumpsuits
With the
with
reflective tape?
the reflective tape on there.
and they're so I guess they're
They put the hard hats on and everything. They go traipsing through the woods until they come up on where they're working, and then they hand everybody a mask, and there's like, it's not about our faces, our presentation. It's about just all of us are one of us kind of thing. It's like, get the fuck out of here. So then they sit there and they sneak out there, and then they open up the bags. And now, mind you, they left all their bags there except for like this big duffel bag,
So
and
he's-
they
yeah.
start chaining themselves to trees and fucking equipment. Really? Get the fuck out of here. There's a fucking army out in the middle of nowhere in South America. They can get away with everything. But granted, all their phones are like hooked up to like some satellite to get
and they're
the
streaming. They're live streaming.
live streaming off their phones and shit. So of course, like the something blows up, which I guess they set that off. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, they blew up one of the bulldozers.
And then of course the mercenaries come out and they're like, they're fucking yelling at him and shit. And like the one girl, she can't get the lock done on her fucking chain, so she's like freaking out, like yelling at this one chick, and she wouldn't help her. So they come, they're like
Which
pulling
I
on
think
the chains.
I think they did that on purpose. They actually got the one lock that didn't work just so she could be pulled out, and that dude,
Oh yeah, well no,
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that if that chick set her up. I'm just fucking cunt, man.
yeah.
But anyways,
That's how you deal with women trying to get your man.
yeah, I know, right? And then she's like, yelling to her help, and she's just like, whatever. And then they come, they're pulling on everybody's chains. Well, the head guy, he grabs her chains and it pulls off, and then he puts her in the kneeling position, rips off her face mask, and puts a 9 up to her fucking head, a Beretta. And he's like, he's yelling in
Spanish.
was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, blah, yelling at her shit. And then the fucking dude's bitch is just like, shoot her, let's see what happens and shit. She's like, fuck you. It's like,
of course,
you sack of shit.
They're recording this on their cell phones to so basically they're light, so they're not going to shoot her
Yeah.
because they're on. She's
Yeah.
on live tweet. I guess they're tweeting this out. I guess
Twattering it.
saving the rainforest one bullet at a time. LOL. Just YOLO.
What the fuck?
Chained to a bulldozer. YOLO.
Shut the fuck up. But yeah. So then it's like the I guess you call them what federales would come up in there, or
Yeah, I guess
the
so, the
police
federales.
or whatnot. They come in, they arrest them all, and they take him back to the airport. And of course, like the rich guy, he didn't go with them, of course. And he's like sitting there, he's like, and he's like just gave this fat wad of money to the head cop, and he's like handing everybody their passports back and shit. They jump the plane and they're flying the fuck out of there, and then they're flying across the Amazon. And then,
Really fucking low. Did you notice how low they were cruising in the
yeah.
Amazon?
Oh yeah,
They're not flying like 5. I'd want to be at least at 500 feet at least.
Shit, yeah, probably about that a lot. Well, probably higher than that, actually. No, it'd be a lot higher than that. But anyways,
Whatever this the cruising altitude for
Yeah.
Cessnas.
They were flying low enough to where they can see the color on the macaw's feathers. It's like, oh, that's a blue one with red trays on it.
That is the southern Peruvian macaw.
You don't want to mistake him
For the
with
eastern.
the European Peruvian macaw.
Yeah. Like, they're flying so low to the river. Like, there's a valley and there's a river.
Yeah.
Like, they're avoiding radar. That's how low they're...
That was ridiculous. And then the engine fucks up, and then they crash. And of course, it was awesome when, like, the one chick's, like, fucking chair just goes right out the back.
Yeah. Or, of course, it crashes, and a log goes right through the pilot's face. Just...
Yeah, one goes through his face, and I guess his co-pilot went through his chest all fucking Matrix style.
Yeah.
And then, like, the rich dude, you end up seeing him impaled outside. He's just like, you know.
Yeah, he gets thrown out as well.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, those were the lucky ones. They fucking lucked out. Holy shit.
But one of the best parts, this dude comes off the fucking plane, and it's like the prop is still going, but there's only, like one full blade on it,
Yeah, so
and then
just-
the others are fucked up. And he's like, oh, and he walks forward, and they're like, hey, and it crops his top. It's like, yeah.
That was fucking awesome. I have to
No, it
admit
was
that.
great.
That was fucking great. Just like, fucking dirty hippie. And, like I said, he was a lucky one, because honestly, he did not want to deal with this shit afterwards.
No.
Because they're like, oh my god, what the fuck are we gonna do? I don't know. Yeah. And
And then the red dudes come in and blow dart everybody. And
yeah, there's no, my favorite with the fact that the cunty chick, the
that's
lead
right.
organizer's girlfriend, the one that she was like, she gets her right in the neck, just
yeah,
just
like straight from one side through the other side,
right to the jugular,
like big
out of the carotid.
fucking arrow. That thing
How
was
big
huge.
was that fucking? It's like they're shooting.
It was like a medieval bolt.
Yeah, they were. It was like they were shooting like goddamn
Yeah.
like broom's handles at them. Just phew, phew.
And then the dude's like, oh, it's
Oh,
okay,
what is
baby.
it? And then she gets it like right in between the eyes.
Right in the forehead, and it's just like, yeah. And then they all get fucking, blow darted and shit.
Yeah.
And then they wake up in the village. They're dragging them up.
Yeah.
And then the old lady comes out and she's inspecting them all. Then sends them all down to the cage, except for
Yeah.
the fat dude.
Oh, and the fat dude. Before we get to the fat dude, he's infatuated with the main girl.
Yeah.
Like you could tell he's trying to fucking work on that. You know.
Well, he's a nerdy nice guy, so he's not going to get anywhere. He's just too much of a nice guy. He's not going to get anywhere. You can just tell.
He doesn't have enough game to. Of course, maybe granted, he might have had enough game if he actually fucking Rambo'd out of there. But I doubt that was gonna happen.
no, that
Roll a
bitch got
d20,
8.
get the fuck out of there.
He got 8.
So yeah,
Long story short, he got a fuck 8.
they which honestly I was kind of thinking about. It's like, why would they eat him the first?
Because he's the biggest guy.
They just had 4 corpses.
He's the most succulent. He made for a good succulent meal.
They had 4 corpses that people just barely died.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they eat them first? Like field clean them?
Like 5, maybe.
Yeah, they would have ate them first.
I don't know.
And then maybe go into the
Well,
survivors.
they went for the gore factor because they throw everybody in the cage and with the pigs, and then they give him something to drink, and he's like, "Oh, thank you."
Oh, thank you.
Then they cut his bindings and they put him down on this rock.
And
the
he's
old
like,
lady's
"Oh,
got
what?"
this big old like middle finger fucker claw thing.
It's like a weird beak. Is that would be a good
I guess kind of like a horn or something. I don't
Maybe
know.
a
Maybe it
horn?
was a beak. I don't know.
Yeah. And it's on her finger, and that's what she pokes everybody with. It's just her finger longer.
Drags
kind
her
of
on. Yeah, the thing.
And
she just digs out his eyeball,
and then
she's
she's
like, and then she eats it,
And of course, then she digs out the other eyeball,
and eats it,
and then she rips out his tongue.
and eats it.
Yeah, you see where this is going.
And then the crazy dude that's all painted up black, except for like
I guess he's the head.
the yellow on his forehead. And he's got
Yeah.
the big bone thing coming out of his nose. He just starts like brutally hacking this dude's limbs off one by one. He's like, and just cuts him down to a torso.
They didn't even strip him down naked. He's still in the stupid green jumpsuit.
Yeah.
So yeah, they cut off his right arm, his left leg, his left egg. They killed off his left eggs. Which honestly, I'm surprised they didn't go for that. The whole Braveheart.
Yeah, fucking fertility and shit. Cut off his nuts and eat that shit.
Yeah,
get
see?
get some hot dong.
Yeah, and
And of course, everybody's in the cage, just like
freaking the fuck
fucking
out.
freaking
And
out.
granted, I would probably freak the fuck out, but that's what I mean. When I was thinking about it, like they'd probably eat the corpses
Yeah.
first on. They just killed those people. They
Yeah.
probably because honestly, you want to leave the pigs alive and eat your kill. That's That's how.
Yeah, but it costs a lot to feed people, man. It really does.
Well, no, but that's the thing about it.
If you're gonna
though.
eat them, you want to fatten them up, man. It ain't cheap.
But that's the thing about it. They're not gonna leave 4 bodies that are very fresh, and they're not just gonna leave them out there.
No.
Holy shit! And just leave them impaled on the spikes. Get the fuck.
Well,
out of
yeah,
here.
that's what they ended up doing later on when they come across them again after
Yeah.
those two escape. But and then it's like you have the lesbian couple, and
Which I thought they were gonna get more lesbian. Honestly,
yeah,
it's kind of
but
disappointing.
unfortunately not. But the one blonde hair girl, she starts freaking. She's like, I'm sick, and then the dude's like, we're all fucking. She's like, no, I didn't go to the bathroom. She's like, no, go to the
Really
corner.
dramatic, like bum bum bum,
Go to the
bum
corner.
bum bum.
Go to the corner, and it's like this huge fucking shit scene. Like it's almost like a shit scene, like it should be out of Family Guy.
That was
Or
so fucking
Futurama.
ridiculous. That was.
You know what? But it was entertaining. It
Was
like one of the better parts of the movie. Just seeing this
Like,
girl shamed because
just-
of her shit.
She just takes a liquidy shit.
That was about 5 minutes.
Yeah, just I'm so sorry, guys. Dramatic music still going on, like bum 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 bum. Yeah, just
And then she's like,
I'm so sorry, guys.
and then you get one of those at the end.
And the kids are like making fun of her because
Oh,
it
yeah.
stinks.
And it's and then like they're sleeping, and then like they're woken up, like the one kid's poking at the girl. She's got this little silver flute around her neck, and then she starts to play it. It's like, get the fuck out of here. And then the other two the lesbian chicks, are woken up because they're sitting there dangling an actual snake like right next to them, like.
And that thing's like that's probably the scariest part of the movie. I was like, holy shit, because I saw the snake right next to the girl's
Yeah, it
face.
fucking opens up its mouth, and they're like, ah! But I don't know. They pull the chicks out, and then they start like, the fucking chick with the thing longer starts like, fingering them with this thing. And then, like, she gets to the last chick, the main chick in the movie, and then she's like, so they pull her aside, and they paint her all up and send the other girls back.
Yeah, she's
was
a
a
virgin. And she pops her cherry with a thing.
Yep.
And apparently they, which I don't understand why, if she was a virgin, why were they going to do? Because then they alluded that they were going to cut her genitalia off.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, they were. Yeah, which coincides with the movie that she saw in her class. Which, who knows, maybe is some kind of shit for the gods, or, medicine. It's all good medicine or something,
Or which, I don't know, it's... Do Amazon tribes fucking...
I don't know. I couldn't tell you that.
I can understand if they were, if it was Middle Eastern, I would say, yeah, they do that, but... a lot of African countries do, but
it could have been one of those things that they just made up for. I mean, who the fuck knows? And like the head guy, he's just like a total fucking dick. Like everybody's freaking out, and he's like, "Just don't even worry about escaping and stuff." It's like, what the fuck? He's like, don't worry, nah.
the bulldozer are coming pretty soon.
Yeah, they'll be there, and you find out that basically his buddy and him like got together, and they basically did this whole fucking deal to stop this one company. And his buddy got paid off like a lot of money to do this, so that another company can come in and pick up where they left off and shit. And it's like, oh, you fucking sack of shit.
It was all kind of a PR thing.
Yeah.
So, and not to mention that the name of their group would get out that they stopped the bulldozers, and
Which
so
it never really stopped them. It stopped them for 3 days, kind of bullshit,
But anyways, it's kind of like a PETA thing where they're just gonna.
Oh, it's so fucking stupid. And then it's like, at one point in time, like the one chick, the one lesbian chick, she's got tattoos, she escapes, and we're like, oh, did she get away? And then like, they're sitting there.
Later on in the movie, they're eating. They're like,
it's like something like chicken or something, like chicken leftovers in a bowl
in yellow sauce.
And then it's like, the chick, she finishes off and eats the rest in there, and then she sees like the one of the markings of her of the tattoo on her. She's like, what the hell? And she sees the kids with like the strip flesh tattoo on there, trying them on, and she's like, ah! She breaks the fucking bowl and then slits her throat. And then they're like trying to like save her. It's like, let that fucking bitch go, man.
If anything,
Holy shit,
that's probably
she's lucky.
Yeah. And the pot, the same pot that guy got in the earlier in the movie, he was like, "Yeah, let's spike the body." So they stick the baggie and all
Of weed,
and it was like I want to say a damn baggie.
I don't know.
Right?
Well, you can't forget that the asshole dude is like sitting there fucking jerking off while this chick is dead,
And he's like,
and they're fucking like freaking out. He's like, "Man, you just got to release. He's got to fucking release. What the fuck, man? And he's just still fucking jerking off the entire time. Just like, what the fuck? He's like, I'm gonna fuck you up. He's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Doesn't
Starts
stop.
to choke him, and he's still fucking
Doesn't
jerking
stop.
off until like the dudes show up and like, ah, get the fuck, they start yelling whatever.
Which I thought it would be funny if
Chippewa
if
language or
if
whatever
kept,
the fuck it is.
If you kept jerking off
Yeah,
while that was
it's-
happening, they're gonna take away the
I
bully.
don't know.
I'm about to finish.
So it's like, okay,
Look into my eyes, Brian.
It's so retarded. And then, what the fuck ends up happening? It's like, they make it's like, they get fucking stoned. Everybody gets stoned eating this
Yeah,
shit.
they put the baggie of weed inside the girl. They eat
Yeah.
the girl. They get stoned, and they're just like, ugh.
The girl
Which-
and the dude with the big beard, they get out and go to take off. The stoner dude, he starts to climb out, and the asshole dude grabs him and pulls him back in. And we're like, what the fuck? He's like, there's got to be two of us in here because only one's going to get 8.
Yeah.
It's like, you fucking cocksucker. So they take off and they disappear. Well, he ends up getting out of the cage, and then he ends up being like, I guess, tackled by like 2 dudes, and he's like, and he's doing stupid
they're
finger
still
tricks.
high.
Oh god, they got the munchies.
Yeah, and then the entire village tears them apart because they have the
All
munchies.
fucking zombie style and shit. It's
yeah,
like, what the
get
fuck?
the fuck out of here.
And the asshole dude just sits in the fucking cage like nothing. It's like, what the fuck?
Jerking off.
But those two, they take off. She
Trying to make eye
she
contact.
falls in the river, gets taken down, screaming, which is stupid. And then he fishes her out, and then they go back to where the plane was, trying to get to the GPS. Now, I'm sorry, they're in the fucking Amazon. Just get in the river and ride that bitch back down, because where's it going to take you to, Bob?
Civilization, I'm guessing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because where did they take those motorboats up? Up the river.
Yes.
Fucking idiot. So they go back to the plane for the GPS. It's crapped out. So then they try pulling a phone out of one of the dead chicks. And then they get caught.
Oh, the dead chicks. Everybody who died
Yeah.
is on a pike
Yeah.
around the wreckage. Which I was just like, why didn't they just eat them? Why? Are they leaving a message? They could just left the head. So
I don't know. It was
know.
so fucking ridiculous. I mean, the guy, they catch him. The guy, they end up like strapping him up. And the dude's just like beating on him, breaking his bones and stuff. And it's just like, what the fuck? And then they smear this green shit all over him.
and the Siafu get him.
No, the Siafu were in fucking Africa, man. It had to be bullet ants. And he's just like, ah!
Yeah, whatever the Siafu equivalent of.
And then, like,
something.
the little
Ants.
kid that the girl keeps, like, playing the flute for, she's kind of, like, coaxing him over and stuff. And, of course, she's tied up.
Yeah, they're gonna cut her.
Yeah, they
clit
paint
off.
her all white, put the red shit all over her eyes and shit, and they're going to fucking cut her shit. And then next thing you know, it's like, I guess the bulldozers come back and the people, so then everybody in the village, almost everybody in the village, takes off and goes to fight these motherfuckers, and the kid lets her go. And she ends up like running down the river, and there's the black jaguar down there. So the other dude that's chasing her, and like a girl, I think it was, a little girl.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, that's bad medicine, man. We're gonna fucking roll up at this bitch. But then she ends up running out, in the middle of a firefight, and she's like, American. Phone, I film. And then, like, the dude's like, what the fuck? She's like, you remember me, cocksucker? And then she smashes the phone, gets her the fuck out of there. Of course, like, as she's taking off, like, the dude's like, hey, help me. She's like, fuck you, bitch.
Is there anybody left in the camp? No. So she goes off. Then and she's back in the States, and her roommate's like, I told you not to go. Like I said, she's the smartest girl in the
Oh,
film.
no. It's
And
like, holy shit.
Then she lies to the UN about them not being headhunters.
She's like, no, they took me in. I was never afraid or anything
Get
like
the
that.
fuck out of here. They must cut your clits off.
And then they show her, it's like, she see the dude like puts his hand on her shoulder at school, and he's like, oh, I made it. And she turns around, and it's like she's got like the vampire teeth and bites him, and she wakes up and freaks out. It's like, what the fuck? And then she gets a phone call from the dude's sister, like, hey, I saw on the satellite feed my brother, and blah, 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 blah. So I hope they don't do another one.
It's a terrible fucking movie.
Yeah, it's terrible. If you want to waste, like, was it an hour and a half, 2 hours?
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right, we're wrapping up this. Like us on Twitter, Facebook.
I think we're on other stuff.
YouTube.
I have no idea.
Go look for us. Anyway, watch it, don't watch it. Terrible fucking movie. My name is Bob.
I'm Nathan.
And thank you for listening. Thank you, and have a good night.
Y'all have a good one. Such a shitty movie.